For today's headlines, I won't face white people's probe, says Duterte. DOE sets NGCP GenCo audit. Palace nixes in-person classes. DOJ orders LGUs to follow IATF resolutions. Teens to get immunized by year-end. Myanmar's Suu Kyi back in junta court on sedition charges. Casimero tops Pacquiao trainer. Southwest monsoon affecting Luzon. Good morning, I am Sandy Locos and you are watching Tribune News on Q. Today is Wednesday, June 23, and now the news. President Duterte has ruled out any chance of facing trial abroad over his anti-drugs campaign. He said he would only cooperate in a probe launched by a local court instead of a foreign body composed of white people and ex-colonizers. Duterte on Monday launched a profanity-laced tirade against the International Criminal Court or ICC for considering a possible investigation into his bloody drug war. Duterte expressed doubt that justice can be attained in the Hague-based tribunal, considered as the world's court of last resort. He said he would only answer to local courts, adding he is ready to defend himself from a possible investigation into his anti-narcotics drive. The ICC is composed of 4 primary organs: the Presidency, the Judicial Divisions, the Office of Prosecutor, and the Registry. The court is currently led by Judge Piotr Hofmanski from Poland, who assumed the ICC presidency last March. With Filipino customers always at the losing end, the Department of Energy said it will no longer accept excuses from industry players, including the National Grid Corporation of the Philippines, for repeatedly failing to carry out their respective functions. In an interview on Tuesday, Energy Undersecretary Emmanuel Wanesa said the agency will start unleashing its governing power by warranting the system audit of the NGCP. Wanesa particularly emphasized that the DOE will do everything in its power to accomplish the long-delayed comprehensive audit of the beleaguered NGCP. Wanesa said the DOE also wants to ensure that transformers controlled by the NGCP are running smoothly. In a letter to Daily Tribune, ERC President Agnes de Vanadera explained that the delay in the NGCP audit was due to some internal supervening events, as well as budgetary constraints that caused the delay of the regulatory reset process, which is the complete review process for the NGCP. Earlier this year, the ERC has directed the NGCP to explain the causes of delays of the various transmission projects that it had sought approval from the Commission. President Rodrigo Duterte has rejected proposals to hold pilot face-to-face classes over the threat of the deadly COVID-19 Delta variant. The president on Monday said the government cannot hold in-person classes without vaccinating children amid the detection of the Delta variant, which was found to be more contagious than the virus variant first discovered in the United Kingdom. Education Secretary Leonor Briones was present in the meeting in order to discuss her department's proposal on the resumption of face-to-face classes in areas with low COVID cases. Briones even said that her department had identified 1,000 schools from possible pilot study on in-person classes. Since the start of pandemic lockdowns in March, students, as well as teachers all over the country have adopted the remote learning setups. Face-to-face classes were supposed to resume months later, but the president suspended it in December last year due to the presence of a COVID virus type first seen in the UK. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
Manong Joe po!
At Ate Maita,
Matapos ang magkasunod na buwang pagbaba, bagyang tumaas ang overall electricity rates ng halos 9 centavos per kilowatt hour ngayong buwan. At paalala lang po, maging energy efficient po tayo.
lalo pag mainit. Dahil mas hirap ang appliances at mas makonsumo. Buti may bright ideas tayo na based sa Meralco Power Lab tests. Engineer Alfred?
Alam nyo ba, ang lumang aircon, mas mataas ang konsumo. Up to 682 pesos ang dagdag kada buwan kumpara sa bago. Mas energy efficient kasi ang technology ng bagong aircons. At kung inverter, pwedeng lampas 1,000 pesos ang savings per month. Piliin din yung may horsepower na sakto sa laki ng kwarto. Kung hindi, halos 1,000 ang extra gastos buwan-buwan.
Sundan ang tips na to. And visit our website para
You have the power this summer.
The Department of Justice on Tuesday reiterated that local government units are obliged to follow resolutions issued by the Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases. Justice Secretary Menardo Guevara clarified that all resolutions of the IATF are enforceable in the country and should be followed by every LGU. Guevara's statement came after Cebu lawyers filed a petition urging local courts to declare the IATF's testing and quarantine protocols for OFWs as not applicable in the province. Cebu-based Clarence Paul Waminal and Valentino Bacalso Jr., represented by Benjamin Cabrillo, filed the petition for the declaratory relief, which aims to stop the implementation of IATF Resolution 114 issued in May. Health Undersecretary Mirna Cabotaje said the A1 or healthcare workers, A2 or senior citizens, and A3 priority groups or persons with comorbidities must be prioritized because they are most at risk and vulnerable in contracting COVID-19. To date, only Pfizer-BioNTech COVID vaccine has received an emergency use authorization from the Food and Drug Administration for individuals aged 12 to 15. Cabotaje noted that the country currently has a stock of Pfizer vaccines, but these are from the World Health Organization-led COVAX facility. Meanwhile, Cabotaje said the pediatric population may receive a part from the recent 40 million doses vaccine deal, which was signed by Vaccine Czar Secretary Carlito Galvez Jr. and Pfizer-BioNTech. She said the first batch of the Pfizer vaccine, which is composed of 7.5 million doses, will be shipped in the country in the third quarter, while the remaining 32.5 million doses will be delivered in the fourth quarter. Previously, the DOH said 12 to 15-year-olds will not be included in the vaccine program, despite the recommendation from the FDA to include the age group as recipients of the Pfizer-BioNTech due to limited supply. Galvez said about 60 million doses are needed to vaccinate the 29 million population of those who are aged 1 to 17. In other news, the post-Myanmar leader Aung San Suu Kyi appeared in a junta court again on Tuesday for a trial on sedition and flouting COVID restrictions during an election her ousted party won in a landslide. A mass uprising in Myanmar against a February military putsch has been met with a brutal crackdown that has killed more than 870 civilians. That is according to a local monitoring group. Under house arrest, Suu Kyi has been hit with electric raft of charges, including payments of gold and violations of a colonial-era secrecy law. On Tuesday, the court heard testimony she violated COVID restrictions during elections last year that her National League for Democracy party won in a landslide, the lawyer of Maung Maung told reporters. The special court in Myanpidao also heard testimony on separate sedition charges. Journalists were barred from the proceedings. Suu Kyi appeared in good health, the Maung Maung said. We will be back. Stay with us.
Every time I'm on the road, I can expect high performance from Phoenix Fuels. Now with Pulse technology, delivers enhanced power and acceleration to make every trip come alive.
Make long distance easy with the Mirage G4.
A key member of Manny Pacquiao's entourage will lend a hand in the pursuit of John Riel Casimero to beat fellow Filipino Nonito Donaire Jr. in the August 14 World Bantamweight Unification Brawl in Carson, California. Nonoy Neri admitted that it will be very difficult but not impossible to upset a fighter of Donaire's caliber. His true worth showed when he forced Japanese Naoya Inoue to walk the tightrope in their November 2019 showdown. Experience-wise, Donaire is the clear favorite as he is a 4-division champion and at 38 is a veteran of close to 50 fights, 41-0 with 27 KOs. Although Casimero has fought less, he has fought many times on hostile ground and even survived a full-blown riot in Mar del Plata, Argentina in 2012. Armed with 34 fights, 30-4 with 21 KOs, Casimero has also showcased his wares 4 times in Mexico, thrice in the United States, twice in England, and once each in Panama, Nicaragua, South Africa, China, and Thailand. State Weather Bureau Pag-asa on Wednesday said the southwest monsoon is currently affecting Luzon. At the same time, Pag-asa added that as of 3 a.m. today, the active tropical cyclone outside the Philippine area of responsibility was located at 1,780 kilometers east of southern Luzon with the maximum sustained winds of 55 kilometers per hour and gustiness of up to 70 kilometers per hour. It is now moving northwest at 15 kilometers per hour. Occidental Mindoro, Bataan, and Zambales will have cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms. Metro Manila and the rest of the country will have partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers. Temperatures will range from 25.8 degrees Celsius to 31.7 degrees Celsius. And that wraps up the stories this morning. Catch the latest news on our website, tribune.net.ph, and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. The Daily Tribune is one with the nation in facing the COVID-19 crisis, and in line with this, the Daily Tribune digital edition on Press Reader is now available for free online. You can also download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store or Google Play to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune is also inviting everyone to join its community Viber Kachibu to get updates on the freshest and hottest news and entertainment stories of the day. Torcito emoticons are also available on our community Viber. Just visit the sticker store and search for Kachibu Community. Before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store and Araneta Center. Again, this is Sandy Locos and you are watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good morning and have a nice day.